Live from the NJ.com studio comes the only weekly TV podcast you'll need, where a lofty critic squares off with an obsessed superfan on everything from highbrow drama to lowbrow reality. The cocktail shaker is ready. Prepare for your TV hangover. Now, your hosts, Vicki Hyman and Erin Medley.
Hello and welcome to TV Hangover. I am Erin Medley alongside Vicki Hyman. Vicki, how are you? Now you can speak.
I can talk now?
You can talk.
Okay.
I mean, it is post-Emmys 2016.
And post Real Housewives of New Jersey, which I had to watch after the Emmys, so I'm tired.
I tried to watch Real Housewives of New Jersey after the Emmys, and I was just like, this can be done tomorrow.
Well, I have to write the recap now.
Okay, well.
I had to watch the episode.
Well, I did not watch it. All right, so of course.
Not an Emmy-winning episode, let me say.
Has there ever been an Emmy-winning episode?
Oh, yes, yes.
What?
Yeah, well, the table flip. Classic.
Oh,
Classic.
but it didn't win an Emmy. Oh, okay. I was a little confused.
Certainly deserved one.
Did it, though? All right, so we're going to talk about all things Emmys today. I would say that all in all, a lot of the winners were surprises.
Yes, but agree? The main winners were completely not surprising.
The main
Game
winners,
of Thrones, Best Drama, Veep, Best Comedy, and The People vs. O.J. Simpson, Best Limited Series.
And I can't hate on any of those because I think they're all well-deserved. But let's get into some of the shockers.
The shockers, embarrassing shockers for us who did so badly.
We really tried.
In our predictions.
We really, really tried. Okay, so for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series.
Which I got right.
You did?
I did. I absolutely got it right. Check your Twitter feed.
I will. Rami Malek.
Yes.
My boyfriend.
Yes.
Totally won. And I was surprised.
I was not surprised.
But tell me why you weren't surprised.
I think everybody talks about there's always like some sort of ingenue, a newcomer that really excites everybody. It's usually a hot young lady. And I think this year it was Rami Malek. I really don't see. I know you picked Matthew Rhys.
I did,
and maybe next year. This was his first year in the big game. I didn't really see him getting it. I thought it was actually going to be a tight race between Rami Malek and Kevin Spacey, and I gave Rami Malek the edge because I didn't really feel that Kevin Spacey on House of Cards, that this was his year. I thought it was Robin Wright's year, and of course I was completely wrong about that.
Wait,
too.
Hasn't she won in the past?
She might have.
Yeah.
It was just her season. She carried the season.
And who won in her category?
Tatiana Maslany.
Oh, Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black.
Sorry, from Orphan Black, who everybody thought was snubbed the first 2 years because she plays like 79 different characters.
Does. I think she plays 18 characters.
Yeah, and she was nominated last year, and then she won this year. So do we think it was a splitting the vote situation with Game of Thrones?
Absolutely, because in that category we also had wait, no, we didn't. Yes, that wasn't the splitting the vote category,
that's right.
was it?
I'm sorry.
No.
That was not the splitting the vote category. That was supporting actress.
Which went to Maggie Smith.
Yes, which was also very much a surprise. My bad.
I mean...
So, yeah, Tatiana Maslany, a lot of people were calling it between Taraji P. Henson and Viola Davis.
I do think Taraji P. Henson and Viola Davis split the vote.
Why do you think that, Erin?
The black actress vote.
Okay, I didn't want to say it.
I can say it.
I did not think that it was Viola Davis's year at all. It was a terrible season of How to Get Away with Murder.
Season.
And, I don't really follow Empire so much, but I know it was not as hot as it was the first season.
I have so many problems with Empire. I didn't actually finish the second season, so I don't know. But I guess that says a lot about it.
Okay. I really did think Robin Wright was going to win.
Can I tell you one of my surprises, and then you can explain to me what the show is?
Okay.
Louis Anderson.
Baskets.
What the heck is that?
Zach Galifianakis.
Before I get to that, can I tell you that Dan Feinberg, from formerly of HitFix, currently of Hollywood Reporter, chastised me on Twitter for not knowing what Baskets was?
Well, you should know what Baskets is.
I've never heard of this show.
It was FX. A Clown Must Rise. Zach Galifianakis. I think, if I'm not mistaken, having only watched snippets of it, wants to be like a clown in the pure French sense. But he can't be because he can't find work that way. And Louis Anderson plays his mother.
Yes, I know. Got it. Louis Anderson plays his mother. All right, fine.
I mean, as I said, I can't really comment on that. Didn't watch it. Was pretty surprised. considering that Tony Hale, I believe, has won it before. Ty Burrell has won it before. I wanted Titus Burgess. I think he's wonderful in Kimmy Schmidt.
I know you did. I was also disappointed in the Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series winner, which went to Jeffrey Tambor, which I think everyone can agree, Transparent is not a comedy.
It's a dramedy, and I want a dramedy category.
I think there should have been a dramedy category.
There should be.
When
Shameless should have been in there.
When Ally McBeal was on the air. That was a dramedy.
Okay. Oh, was that in the drama category?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, then yes. It should
or
have
it was
been.
in the comedy, which I don't know
was
which
in one of
category
them.
it is,
I
but
don't
it
know.
shouldn't have been in whatever one it was in.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see Anthony Anderson win. I think
Me
he's been
too.
doing. I mean, it's a pure comedic role.
Absolutely.
And I think Jeffrey Tambor is wonderful and Transparent. I don't think he's so funny and Transparent. And it was interesting because the second season was much less about just his transition and more about, it was a much broader, deeper season actually, where you see the kids all sort of struggling with it and figuring out like how his decision, like what does that mean for me? Maybe I should look at the decisions that I've made. But he won. He's great.
It was fine.
I'm sorry, Anthony Anderson.
I do feel like there were a lot of messages on last night's show. Don't you think?
You mean in the acceptance speeches?
In the acceptance
yeah.
speeches, in the tone of the show, the music was very funky. The transition music was real like, woo! And then they had John Mayer making his bass face. I love John Mayer, by the way, so that was fine. But I just felt like there's this real push to be like, we are not Oscars So White. We are not.
Yes.
This is the Emmys, diversity
There were a lot of
rules.
speeches. I liked Jeffrey Tambor's speech, which is a little self-serving, sort of. He's like, I hope I'm the last cisgender male to play a trans
But Louis
trans
Anderson
woman.
won the award
Yes.
for being someone's mother.
I think what that was getting at was that there was a lot of controversy recently about Matt Bomer being cast as a transgender woman.
Although, let's be clear, Matt Bomer is a gay man.
He's a gay man, but that has nothing to do with playing a transgender woman. It has nothing to do with playing a transgender woman.
I can't say that it has nothing to do. But I didn't understand the controversy.
People think that transgender people should be in transgender roles. I don't know exclusively, but they certainly should be getting more of a crack.
But that
at
would
it.
be like if someone writes a book and it's not explicitly stated that the person in the book is white, a black person can't play that person.
I don't know. I don't for sure about this particular movie, but I
Yeah.
think it's explicit that the movie that it's about being
right.
a transgender woman. But anyway, and I also loved Alan Yang from Master of None. He gave a great speech.
And then Aziz Ansari gave no speech because
but then he gave a little bit of speech later.
He did.
About how Asian American parents should buy their kids cameras instead of violins.
That was funny. How do you think, speaking of playing people off, how do you think that went? Because I think there were times where they let people go on and on. We're at the end of the show, and the Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Drama Series winners had like 5 minutes each to speak. Yeah. But the poor woman from The People versus O.J. Simpson, when they won Limited Event Series, or whatever that category is called, was ushered off the stage, essentially.
Who was the one who said, please play me off because this is like...
I don't know.
That was so funny. I can't remember who it was. He's like, oh, yes, there it is. And they immediately went.
I just thought that that the producers of the show were so concerned about staying on time that they were a little rude in the way that they played people off. I don't think there was equal time given. Also, maybe if we had skipped the peanut butter and jelly bit...
Which was just like a very sad version of Chris Rock's Girl Scout cookies
or
skit.
An even sadder version of Ellen's pizza skit.
I just
we don't need any more Hollywood needs to eat skits
as a telecast. As a telecast, I was really not very impressed. When I cover these things, I can't pay attention to every single nuance of what's going on in the show. Mm-hmm. But my general, after it was over, it was like, so was there anything that happened there that was actually funny? And I couldn't remember a thing. The one thing I remember was I think it might have been during the peanut butter sketch when Amy Schumer was reading the note about she should have gotten Jimmy Kimmel's job, and then it was turned out
Parks and Rec, and it was for Amy Poehler.
Yes, Amy Poehler. I was like, okay,
it was all right.
That was it.
Look, I'm not going to say it was a terrible show. It was fine. They gave out the awards. It was okay. But I will say that at the end, when they gave out the award for Outstanding Drama Series, and then the show kind of just ended, I was just like, yeah. All right, going to bed now.
Yeah.
Like, there was no real excitement. There was no energy in the show. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was Jimmy Kimmel's fault?
Yes. I think it was his fault and his team of writers that he's supposed to be overseeing. There should have been funnier bits. I mean, like, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler with the Golden Globes. I mean,
they're
just nonstop, so funny, and there was just nothing much going on. And then a couple of the skits that he did sort of seemed like the peanut butter one seemed to go on a really long time. Mm-hmm. So I just think there could have been more energy throughout the show.
And the juice bit that I don't even think I was paying attention when they did that.
There also wasn't like a lot of funny banter between the presenters, and there wasn't even like the bad funny banter, which sometimes can be funny and awkward. It was just.
The only one that I thought had potential was, I think, Abigail Spencer and Rami Malek came out together. That was Rami Malek, right? Yeah. And he was saying, you know, he was reading the categories, and she was, like, posing and, like, makeup. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Now she's going to say it, and then he's going to do the same thing. And then he did, and it kind of just fell flat. I thought there was potential there, but otherwise not so much. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours of our lives we'll never get back.
That is my life, with much of the television that I watch. So it felt very much at home to me. I
want to talk about one flub. Personal flub.
Okay.
And also for you. When Regina King won for Outstanding Supporting Actress in, well, let's get the title of this category correct here. Limited Series.
And we thought Sarah Paulson
had been snubbed.
Because I'm sitting there, and you're like, I'm doing so much, and I look up and I see Sarah Paulson's face, but Regina King won, and I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, yeah, she's nominated in 2 categories.
I even tweeted it, and I had to delete it because I was like, oh, shoot, that's the wrong category.
Yes,
I was like, how could they? And speaking of Sarah Paulson, great in The People versus O.J. Simpson, but when Sterling K. Brown won the award for playing Christopher Darden, I was so excited. One, because he was great on that show, but after watching This Is Us, which is NBC's new show premiering this
Wednesday,
week,
I believe, or Tuesday,
tomorrow, tomorrow. I have so much more respect for him as an actor because he's like a completely different character on the show, and so I was really happy to see that he won his first nomination. Mm-hmm.
I was thrilled too. I mean, but I expected it. So really, it didn't.
Right.
I know. The funny thing is that Ben Mendelsohn was one of the surprises.
Oh yeah.
Now I have to say that I was one of the early adopters of Bloodline last season. Raved about it. Absolutely was pushing for his Emmy. Was surprised when he got an Emmy nomination last year. Didn't win, and then he won this year. And I was like, really?
And this year, Bloodline was nominated for season 2, not season 1.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
So I was very much surprised by that one.
I'm surprised there were so many no-shows at the Emmys this year.
Yeah, well, I knew that Lena Headey wouldn't be there, and then Maggie Smith, of course, was a running joke that she wasn't going to be there.
Right.
That was one bit I liked when Jimmy Kimmel came out suddenly, and he's like, "No, we're not going to send it to her. It'll be the Lost and Found."
I did think that was funny. Any other surprises you want to talk about before we get to the red carpet looks?
No, fashion was always the most fun part for me.
All right. Well, you and I have both selected our best and worst dress.
Of course, my best dress is not surprising because I wrote a story about it. You can find it on NJ.com this morning.
/entertainment.
And my worst dress is coming a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a worst dress.
All right. Well, who should go first here?
You go first.
I'll go first. All right. So my best dress, I went male-female.
Oh, I didn't do that.
This year. My best dressed male, Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. When he walked out on the stage with, who did he come? Oh, Andy Samberg, who also looked great. And his tux is just fitted perfectly. Like, he went to the tailor, and that tailor went to work. So I give him best dress.
You can't even see, but there's like really lovely details around the lapels. I think it was like a little
he looked
braiding
great
or something. He looked beautiful.
You know what he looked like? An Emmy winner.
Yeah.
1 year, maybe next year. Who knows? All right, you give me one of yours.
Okay. I'm going to go with Kristen Bell. Oh, sorry. I'm going to go with Kristen Bell, who was wearing this absolutely gorgeous Zuhair Murad. Zuhair Murad is usually associated with like Sofia Vergara and Jennifer Lopez, wearing these like really super sexy body hugging gowns. This one, obviously it's cut down very low, but this like autumnal embroidery was just so incredibly beautiful. I could not, as soon as she walked out, I was like, oh my God, that is it. And I also liked her sort of like beachy hair, sun-kissed skin. I thought she looked absolutely gorgeous.
Well, that's so funny because I picked Kristen Bell as my female best dress. In my opinion, Kristen Bell can do no wrong, although I will say The Good Place was not one of my favorite what is it? Pilots, I guess, or new shows
The
of
Good
the
Place.
season.
I love The Good Place.
I think I need more than one episode. But Kristen Bell can do no wrong in my eyes, and she definitely gets my best dressed.
And my other best dressed
is
Miss Angela Bassett.
Well, I mean, Angie's been doing it for years.
Come on, she's been doing it for years. This one, I believe it's Christian Siriano. Beautiful. There were a lot of people wearing yellow last night.
There were a lot of people wearing Christian Siriano last night.
There was. Christian Siriano had a very good night.
He had a great night.
Not Tatiana. Taraji P. Henson was also wearing it. Ellie Kemper was wearing it, covered with like this very.
I didn't really like that.
I didn't like the color of the gown, but she had this beautiful like sort of metallic embroidery chainmail-y kind of thing around it. I thought it was beautiful. But this is just gorgeous. I mean, draped, sexy, sophisticated. Loved it.
All right, so let's go to best dressed. And worst dressed. Sorry. I have, and it's not that I hate the outfit. I don't hate the outfit. I just don't think it's appropriate for this actress, Sarah Hyland from Modern Family, wearing a pantsuit.
I don't even know if I'd call it that.
What would you call it? Wearing pants?
I don't know.
Like a high-low top.
Emma Watson was doing this look a couple of years ago, so I think it's like a little played out by now. This is beautiful.
The bodice.
This is not.
The pants.
I don't like that.
Cigarette pants look. I just don't think it's age appropriate, which is funny because she's very young.
But it's a little, what would be the age to wear that?
Oh, like in your mid-40s. Absolutely.
Really? Because you'd be wearing like cigarette pants?
Yeah, because I think it could be sexy. I don't think it's sexy on her. I think it just makes her look older.
I didn't like it.
And I don't like it either. All right, so give me your worst.
Okay. Laura Carmichael from Downton Abbey. Oh, Edith.
Did she have like the weird bow tie thing?
I don't even know what this is. Also wearing canary yellow with lavender. I don't know what she was thinking. It makes her look dumpy.
Yeah.
And it is just an ugly, ugly gown. I didn't even look up who did it because I don't want to. Just don't want to
disparage that.
Don't want to know.
All right, so here's my last.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I can
gosh.
see who it is. Are you kidding me?
I will tell you why. Let me tell the audience first. My worst dressed male is Kyle Chandler. Oh, you thought I was going for the female.
I thought it was going to be Lady Mary.
No.
Mary's gown.
My worst dressed male is Kyle Chandler, and I will tell you why. Complete opposite of Kit Harington. This is the most ill-fitting suit tux that I've ever seen.
He just rolled out of bed. What's wrong with him?
His pants are wrinkled.
This is Kyle Chandler, people.
The suit is too big, and it is a suit with a tux tie. Like, I just don't understand what happened. Like, maybe he didn't want to be there. And I love Kyle Chandler. You know how I feel about Friday Night Lights. But he was just the worst for me.
That is sad.
It is
That's
sad.
Very sad. But Lady Mary looks beautiful.
Yeah, Michelle Dockery.
Let's
give her a real name.
Edith and Lady Mary.
All right.
Okay, I have to go against my own law never to criticize a pregnant woman on the red carpet.
Don't you dare say Kerry Washington.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. And if anything, Kerry Washington, I mean, like, she looked great, and she really showed how you can do, a pregnant belly on the red carpet.
Yeah.
I have to go with Anna Klumsky from Veep.
Oh.
Wearing,
I didn't even know she was pregnant, but okay.
Oh, yeah, she's pregnant. I was really going by, this would not be a good look, even if it was somehow more fitted.
Oh, no,
something.
yeah.
It is just a terrible, bedspready, horrible, horrible, horrible look.
I was going to say, it looks very heavy.
It looks very heavy. I'm not a fan of the up-down hemline. I'm not a fan. I think this makes her look really broad. It didn't make her look... I don't know. I didn't want to look.
Oh, you didn't look. Okay.
It's just very disappointing, and I'm very sorry I have to do that because normally, you're pregnant, wear whatever you want to wear, but come on, she's a nominee and she couldn't do better than this.
I would say it would be fine for if you want to be comfortable. No, listen, if you want to be comfortable, it's just it looks extremely heavy.
This can't be comfortable.
And from all
from
all indicators, last night on the red carpet, it was really hot.
It was like 90 degrees.
Very hot. So I don't know what she was thinking there. Well, Vicki, that's going to do it for our special Emmys episode of TV Hangover. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at TV Hangover Show, at @E_meds, and at Vicki High, VICKIHY. We will be back on Wednesday with a brand new episode to talk all things fall TV.